Oh. I can't go barreling through this bit because of the way the turn happens. The tractor will just bounce and lose all traction going through the turn. So you have to take it fairly easy there, which then means you're at the mercy of gravity going up this hill. Still, we know we have enough to get up here at about 4 miles an hour. Please do 4 miles an hour. Okay, how are we doing? 10 of 30, 1040. Of course, once we've sold all this, we're kind of out of stuff to do until spring. Ground and air temperatures are still fairly warm, or comparatively warm. But, bit sad that the oilseed radish in the lower two fields didn't start germinate yet. Because you kind of at this time of year you want that grown so that it has a good root structure, so that the soil's protected from any erosion. Considering the hills on this thing, if it snows, the snow has a good chance to wash nutrients away, and you don't want that. So you want something to help the soil stay where it is, which is one of the reasons for planting a cover crop. Was a little less eventful going through there. Yes. I think we were scraping the drawbar on the back of the tractor with that one, but we managed to get it through. So hopefully another 25,000. So I've actually made a good amount of money this fall. We've still got the wool to sell in spring. And then I think we are out of everything we need to sell. Much as I'd like more. Well, I don't know. I could go back and buy that Favorite 800 with front loader attachment. That would then give us what I'd consider as two medium tractors, although the fence clusters are large. Horsepower wise, it's in the 200-250 range. But that does give me something to use for forestry, and we still have that forest that we own. Now if I can clear that of usable trees, I think we then plant some fresh trees, or stump grind the trees that we chop down, plant some fresh trees, and sell the land, because it's 6 years for trees to grow. Which will give us an influx of cash that we could use to buy some more land for spring next year, if we get that done in a timely manner. And then we got 2 medium tractors and some cash in the bank to use as operating capital for the next year. That seems to be a plan. Okay, a little less struggle going up the hill this time. But leasing tractors definitely a bad plan. Because leasing stuff with an engine is a bad plan, I think. It's better to own your tractors, because that way you're not, oh, I can't use that one because it's leased and it's going to cost me a fortune to run it. Leasing ploughs and cultivators isn't as drastic, although if you're playing with seasons, the longer your season, the more it's going to cost you between each use. I think this one we're running 6 days per season. So that's 24 days between planting season, start of the planting season. So you might get 3 days use of a seeder, and then 21 days of not using it, where you're still paying the daily lease rate. And we're only really getting income at this time of year. Okay, so that should be 10,000? 9,000. Well, it is what it is. There's that white light at the back of the tipper. If I had my rear work lights on, I would expect a white light at the rear of the trailer, but driving along the road, I'm not sure that's legal. So 200,000, give or take. That is almost enough to pay off all our debts, but it would leave us 0 money. I think we're currently running 225. There's the gate. So no more need to go this way. Close the gate. pretty autumn trees. Oh, I did do a check on the Valley of the Old Farm, and it is seasons ready. It took me a couple of tests. I ran through with seasons until fall at 3 days per season, and then at winter I ramped it up to 24 days seasons. So I'd get, what would that be? 24 days season. No, so you'd get 24 days of winter. And yeah, that it didn't snow for the first year, so I had to reset back and try again. I think it was about the 4th or 5th day before it actually snowed. So I think I'll stick this down with the rest of them. But it does have a snow mask. The snow mask's a little rough. You know, there's quite a large area in front of some of the buildings that is not covered in snow. And I know snow masks can be kind of tricky at times. Making it so that snow falls on the roof of a building and stuff like that. That's something I didn't actually check. I just checked. You know, are all the buildings safe from snow? Because primarily that's what you're looking for when you're putting your bales away. Because if a building isn't adequately covered by a snow mask, what ends up happening is if you store bales in there, the bales will degrade when it rains. That's not ideal. Okay. I think if that's straight, that's good enough. We'll stop that there. Now the next question is, I think the sprayer is up the top there. Indeed it is, and I'm hoping the weight's at the front. Indeed it is. So we can hitch up the weight, turn around and hitch up the sprayer. Lights on so we can see everything we're doing. Oh, that is empty. I am surprised. Not what I was expecting, but anyway. Oh, no, I know why. Because the last thing we did was put herbicide down on all the grass fields. And I did end up emptying it. And done. Okay, 1 full load of fertilizer. That should be enough for the 2 fields we've got at the top there. I am going to need to make a trip to the store for another couple of loads of barrels, but not today. Oop. That was a little bit unplanned. Let's zoom the camera back. So I'm going to put this in the workshop. 65% DEF. That's fine. Okay, lights off, engine off, exit. That's what I thought. So we'll fix it. Tab. We'll fix that. I've actually managed to get into the garage to a point where the weight is not considered, although fixing the weights, meh. There we go. $2, yeah, no big deal. I don't think you have to fix the weight, since the weight isn't. Yeah, it doesn't get lighter if you don't fix it. So we'll put this back down in the lower shed as well. For those that didn't notice, I did keep the maroon colour of our original truck. Other way. Just there we go. Get my bearings straight. I'll kinda. Let's straighten that up. Now I want to go that way. That's the thing. With a 2-axle cab, you can get this very agile, but the longer the cab wheelbase, the harder it is to control a trailer as it swings out. I set that up. It was kind of too far to the left side where the ramp back up to the main yard is. There we go. So we got 3 trailers in there. I think if I was a little bit more careful, I could possibly get 4 side by side. But we're good enough, I think. Turn the cap. See if we can get that a little bit closer. Oh. Other way. There we go. Or at least a little bit straighter. Front's too far over again. And close enough. How much room is? Yeah, if I could get the Bailey a little further over, there would be enough room for another trailer in there, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. Just put the truck back. So I think we're pretty much done with that until next silage dump, which will be late spring, early summer. Oh, that was bad. Oh well. It is what it is. Let's park that there. Lights off, engine off, jump out. like a bale of cotton. Okay. I guess it's time to go shopping. Now we really have the option of this here, which starts, good griefs, it doesn't start at 240 horsepower, that's a bug. If I jump up and jump back, it's 165 horsepower. Oh, 240 is the max. 220, 180, so I could go with 220. 220 is probably a good number. Do I need a front attachment? Don't need one. That's 5,000. So the choice is an 8,000, 1,600 weight or a front attacher. How much are we up to? 179,000. That's expensive. And we want the front loader, which is another 1,500. Don't need GPS. We have a front fender which we could remove. We have a rear mudguard which ooh, fancy. Forestry frame, that's, I didn't realise that was an option. So rear mudguard, no. Wide. For a superstructure. That's another 2,000. So we'll just stick with the standard. Wheel setup, we'll keep as standard. Main colour can stay green, rim colour blue, black, red, whatever they are. We'll have a chrome exhaust because it looks fancy. Okay. Jump down to the store. Lights on in the cab, and let's bring the new tractor home. 16,000 left, but front loader option, and we all already have the forks, or the arms and the forks for logging, so we now have an option of making money over winter. Now, I do want a carting trailer for this as well. So we end up with two trailers for carting. I don't need one until next fall now, but it'll allow us to be a little bit more efficient with our well, not that I can drive two tractors with a cart, but it would allow me to stick a cart in a field and unload the harvester while I'm taking the other tractor back to the yard. And if I could be bothered to learn how to use Courseplay and load it, I could set up an automatic carting route for myself. Okay, we're back at the sawmill. Don't need to be there yet. Come on, car. You can do it. Can't remember, did I get front hydraulic or not? No. Okay. As I said, I don't... Yeah, this is not primary work tractor. So I don't think I absolutely need a front. Attach on this. And if I decide to use it on the sprayer at any point, still no big deal, because we're not using a sprayer that uses a front attach. And yeah, the Valtra, when it's running with the sprayer, has to have a weight on the front. So long as that weight actually works. In fact, this might work better with the sprayer, since it's classed as a large tractor, although it's only medium horsepower. So let's go put the front attach on this, or the arms on this. There we go. Fix that on, lift it up. And put the logging fork on there as well. Okay, where are we going to put this? I might just put it down by the logging trailer anyway. Turn my head like a owl. So if we have some time today, which I'm sure I will have, we can do some logging later. Close the forks up and there we go, -6, 0, and that is not 0 meters. Okay. The measure on that is actually a little higher. That'll do. Engine off. So I think I'm going to call this day done. Get that out of the workshop. And I think we'll go fill up. Hopefully the def will load as well. Yep. Okay, tractor is all ready for work. Oh, we're out of AdBlue, so we will need a trip down to the store sometime. Well, potentially not until spring, because of all the tractors I have, the class is supposed to use AdBlue but doesn't. The Lindner is a small engined tractor, so doesn't require AdBlue. This does, but we just refilled it. The Challenger does, and I think that's full as well. Oh, the truck does, but we're not, as I said, we're not using it. This is an old tractor that doesn't use AdBlue. Old Land Rover, that's a small engine, so doesn't use it. that does. And 73%. Oh, that could use a maintenance sometime soon. That's the class. Which is fine as is. It's a mod, it doesn't have AdBlue enabled. If I knew what I was doing, I might consider enabling it, but for right now, it's a happy thing. Did I turn that tractor off? Yeah. So, for now, I'm going to call it. We've reached a convenient point. It is early morning. Day 2 of winter. Of early winter. Well, day 2 of winter. It's 6 days. The ground is wet, so we need to wait until it... puppy. Whoa. Yeah, the ground is wet, so we're going to have to wait till it dries out before we go out and spray anything. And I've left the tractor there for that purpose. We will fill the puppy's bowl and throw the ball. No, I'll just drop the ball on my toe. There we go. Fetch. Okay. He's not in the mood for fetching. And it looks like the ball's rolling away. Wonder where that's going to end up by next week. So yeah, everything's done. Early morning sunrise on Oakfield Farm, and we'll pick this up probably next Saturday with some tree felling and crop spraying. But for now, check that. So we've got oats and wheat, and they're 2 stages of fertilization, so we'll fertilize those again and they're good. So yeah, have a nice weekend everybody. Thanks for watching, and for right now I'm out of here.